Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the KMN 1971 back with a long overdue comic book haul. It's been a while, probably about almost a month. And as I said before, I am going to be dialing back as far as the volume of my haulage goes. But this has been a pretty fun haul to put together, so I hope you all like it. And it does have like a surprise. Well, you'll see it in the thumbnail. Not much of a surprise, but it was a surprise for me to find uh, a pretty key issue, in my opinion, out in the wild yesterday at a great price. I'd also like to tag on, pun intended, the support the community tag that was started off by the Undisputed Frost. And I was tagged by Reed Comics 81. So thank you, Reed, for tagging me in that. And if anyone else ever tags me in something and I don't respond, it's not because I'm ignoring you by any means. It's just that I probably haven't got to your video yet. That's on my watch later list, which just keeps on going and going. So, but it's a great problem to have so many great videos by so many great YouTubers out there to entertain me. So, thank you. So, kicking it off, here's Harley Quinn number 30. Just a beautiful Frank Cho cover, very timely, obviously, with it being Halloween weekend. And as I stated last week in my comic book collection Spotlight Harley video, when Frank Cho really knocks it out of the park, he truly knocks it out of the park. And this is probably, well, not probably, this is definitely my favorite Frank Cho cover at the moment. So, very cool. And it was sold out in like 3 of my shops. So, keep an eye out for that. As many of you, I am really enjoying Dark Knight's Metal, and I did not have any of these one shots on my pull list, unfortunately. So I'm lucky to get the ones that I have. And fortunately, so far it was the 2 that I wanted. So Batman the Merciless with art by Francis Manapul, beautiful stuff. It as well as Batman the Dawnbreaker with artwork by Ethan Von Sciver. And can't have those without, of course, Metal number 3. And to no one's surprise, most likely, I went with the Jim Lee cover, which happens to be an homage to his Justice League number 1 cover. So, very cool. And man, I am just loving this storyline, man. Love Scott Snyder, and this is the first time that I have really been enjoying a crossover on this level, enjoying the tie-ins, enjoying the main story, just great stuff. Batman number 33, another Olivia Copiel B cover, which is just, I mean, look at that. I don't know what DC has to do, but they have to get this guy doing Batman, a nice substantial Batman run at some point in the future, because these covers are just incredible. And not to mention what's inside this cover. Tom King is just doing, he's having what will be considered a classic run on this title. And as far as I'm concerned, I have been as a Batman fan, I have been experiencing a golden age in Batman comics, from Grant Morrison to Scott Snyder, now to Tom King. I don't think this is pretty much an unprecedented run in quality. So, always worth picking up. Supergirl number 14. Like many of you, I am picking these up for the Art Germ covers. I guess there are 2 more coming down the pike. So, as long as he's doing the covers on this title, I will be picking them up. Like many of you, I could not resist the allure of the Marvel lenticular covers. A little bit of a rough glare there. Well, still rough, but I think you get the point. This was an homage of the death of Captain Marvel. So that's Thor number 700, and the Despicable Deadpool number 287. And I have to say, I do prefer the DC lenticular covers. They seem to work a bit better, even though I love the concept of the Marvel lenticular covers with these legacy homage variants. But I don't know. I just cannot seem like this Deadpool one is a mess. The Thor 700 seems to work a little bit better, but this Deadpool comic which is a shame. This was one of them that I thought was so cool, homaging Amazing Spider-Man 129. But hey, it is what it is. I was lucky to pick this up off the rack, probably 3 weeks after it came out too. This is Weed Magic #1, with as the Chinnis pointed out a couple of weeks ago, with a very cool $4.20 price tag, and definitely. I never thought I'd see an homage to Action Comics like this, but I love it. Alright, how about some 99-cent variants? At one of my local Newberry Comics, they had a bin filled with just a bunch of variants that have been sitting there for probably well over a year, and they'd had them marked down to 99 cents. So I didn't go wild and buy them all, but I am a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, and as I've said before, Brian Bendis kind of chased me off the title. But I'm not going to pass away a 1 in 25 Guardians of the Galaxy variant for 99 cents. And for 99 cents, I'll give it a read, of course. So this is Guardians of the Galaxy #1 for 99 cents. #3, the 1 in 25 variant for 99 cents. And lastly, Earth 2 Society #3, the Ethan Von Sciver cover. And don't know much about this book. I had already dropped there two having a hard time talking as usual, a while ago, so before this book even started up. But I remember reading on the CBSI page saying that this was just a very, very low ratio variant, so probably doesn't mean anything, but for 99 cents, and I do like Ethan Von Sciver, I thought it was worth picking up. Here's a book that I'm embarrassed that it took me this long to get it into my PC. Frank Miller and Lynn Varley's 300. Love the movie, like many of you, and also like many of you, was not digging the sequel at all. It was a bit ridiculous. So the book, however, fantastic. Well, there we go. So fantastic, one of my favorite adjectives. So, but great book, beautiful coloring. And I'll definitely be seeking out the rest of this miniseries to add it to my PC. The New Mutants, #18, the first appearance of the Demon Bear. And I definitely did dig that New Mutants trailer that came out. Awesome. I forget where I read a write-up about it, but they were complimenting Fox Studios on how they made basically an action comedy with Deadpool, a dystopian western with Logan, and now they're going with like a horror genre for the New Mutants franchise. So different genre types for the superhero franchise. I think that's great. I hope it succeeds, because we can't keep on having the same formula over and over again, because just like anything else, it'll get played out eventually. So hope this movie does well. And yeah, New Mutants #18. And this was actually a freebie. I ended up picking this up out of a dollar bin, and my order came out to like $61 when all was said and done, and they just ended up throwing this in for free. So my second copy, very cool. Speaking of New Mutants, Marvel Team Up #100. This book has so much appeal to me, and it's a cheap book. So you have Spider-Man teaming up with the Fantastic Four. The creative team is Chris Claremont and Frank Miller. You have the first appearance of the mutant named Karma, who I want to say that I read on the CBSI Google page that she will be in the New Mutants sequel, if there is one. But as I've also said before, I can never have too many first appearances of mutants. So, and it's an anniversary issue. So there you go. Great stuff. Great book to have on the cheap. Captain Marvel #40. Just a great Bronze Age book. Great condition. Anytime I can find any Captain Marvel issues from this volume in fine, or at least in fine condition or better, at a decent price, I'll definitely pick it up. This is one of those volumes that I would love to complete at one point. Giant Size Hulk #1, which turned out to be a reprint of the Hulk Annual #1, where he goes against the Inhumans, which is another book that's on my list. So this will definitely be my reader copy of that story once I once I purchase the first Hulk Annual. And it does have a pretty cool throwdown between the Hulk and Black Bolt at the end of the issue. So, and a lot of these old Bronze Age giant size Marvels, they tend to hold their value, and they're tough to find because of course, the infamous square bound spine. So this was a good one. So definitely worth picking up. This is probably only like a 6.0, 6.5, but it was very cheap, like maybe $4. So couldn't turn away for that. Speaking of $4, Detective Comics number 566, the Rogues Gallery cover. This was at one of my other LCSs where I tend to buy more supplies and dollar binging than anything else. But once in a while they throw some new stuff into their long boxes, and this was just sitting there for $4. Very fine plus condition. Does have a very slight spine roll up there, but if I ever get around to finding a way to pressing comics or sending them away to be pressed, this would be a near mint copy. Easy. So, very cool. The Incredible Hulk versus Venom. As I've stated numerous times before, I am a big fan of superhero slugfest and versus comics. And this was also a mail-away comic, so you couldn't buy this on the newsstands, I guess. And unfortunately, it didn't live up to the hype. The fight itself wasn't good, the artwork wasn't good, and even the story was not good. It was just like overly 90s, which is surprising because this is one of the few rare times that I've read a story that was written by Peter David and have been disappointed. But and a Hulk story, no less. So this one's only for the hardcore, I guess, for the hardcore completists. But I like it for its rarity, and yeah, I was looking forward to more of a throwdown between the Hulk and Venom, but it just didn't. It was just there, you know. But still happy to have it. Here was a good buy. Tomb Raider Journeys, starring Lara Croft, number 1. Very tough black cover, and as many of you, I am also an Adam Hughes enthusiast. So if I can find some nice Adam Hughes stuff at a very decent price, I always pick it up. And this was the case. I picked this up for $5. I guess this goes anywhere between like $25, $30. So especially with a tough black cover, I think this is one of his better covers too. So nice. Here's a series that I have wanted to read for a long time that lived up to the hype. Here is Superman Red Sun, number 3. And this is in very fine plus condition, I would say, to near mint minus. And this was a story that I'll definitely put into my top 10 Superman stories of all time. Heard a lot of good things about this story. Mark Millar. I am pretty much a big fan of Mark Millar. I mean, he has had some misses with me, but when he, kind of like Frank Cho on the Harley covers, when he knocks it out of the park, man, he really knocks it out of the park. So, great book, and definitely worth owning. So, Superman Red Sun, number 3. Number 2. And number 1. I had to succumb to eBay, and I paid like maybe $12, $14 an issue for this. So, not bad. And I've never been able to run into these in the wild in my area. So, very happy to finally add them into the PC. The Fantastic Four, number 63. And I just picked this book up yesterday as part of a $60 3-book haul. And the third book was that New Mutants, which was thrown in for free. So this was only $10. Fine minus condition, but any time that I can find at least a fine minus copy of Fantastic Four during the Stan Lee and Jack Kirby run, I will pick it up every time. Every time. So very happy to pick this up. Only $10. Complete. No, kind of like little like chipping right there. But other than that, I mean, this is a nice copy. For $10, not turning that away. And for the final book of this haul and my pick of the haul, Star Trek number 1 from Gold Key Comics, 1967. When I originally went to that store yesterday, I definitely wanted to pick up that Fantastic Four issue as well as a bunch of other minor Bronze Age books that were on my list. That is basically my Bronze Age, Silver Age honey hole when I don't want to shop anywhere online. And also where I've been buying that collection from that other seller that comic book owner ended up buying from like about a year ago. But he ended up buying another collection, which was all late Silver Age that he wanted me to look at. So when he pulled this out, I was like, oh man, I almost bought this for like almost $180 on eBay probably about a month ago, and I just didn't want to pull the trigger because I had some upcoming things that were, upcoming, let's just say. So very happy I didn't pick it up because this one is even in better condition. That one was fine minus. This is what I would say is straight up fine. It has the main faults on it are some spine ticks. But from 1967, all you have are a couple of spine ticks, no chipping, no dog ears, firmly attached. I mean, for my generation, it's very hard not to be a Star Trek fan or a Star Wars fan. And I'm one of those people. Star Trek is definitely a distant second to my love for Star Wars. But very, very happy to have this. The first Spock, first Star Trek, first Jim Kirk in comics. Very psyched. So when I asked him how much it was, he said $50. And I said, deal. So while I was going to pick up a bunch of Bronze Age books, my strategy changed drastically, and I ended up walking out of there with 3 books. But one of them was this bad boy right here. And as you know, if you go online, you can't even find a ratty copy for $50. Never mind a Fine Plus or a dead up fine like this one is. Very, very psyched to add that to the collection. Now, on to the tag. So I guess someone was giving Undisputed Frost some crap because he doesn't collect the right way, which is just ridiculous. And whoever gives anyone any kind of crap for that should just be embarrassed. This is a hobby. And for the most part, you're talking about adults here. So if you happen to be one of those people that just buys for covers and you don't read the comics, hey man, good for you. Thank you for supporting my hobby. If you're just out there buying variants, hey man, good for you, man. Thank you for supporting my hobby. That's the way I look at it. As Simon Rushdie once said, and I'm paraphrasing, if you don't like what you're reading, you can always shut the cover of that book and move on. And that's the way I look at it. I mean, even though I would say like mostly everyone in this community has just been awesome, but I have run across videos that I just don't collect with it. I just don't agree with their way of collecting or some of their perspectives on things, whether it be people being butthurt over the SJW SJW thing with Marvel. Hey, whatever, man. I'm just gonna avoid all that static. I just want to try to avoid negativity and just show off some books. That's it. Some people out there would rather just talk about flipping books and regurgitate about what they read on the speculation sites, and would rather just talk about variants and not talk about content. And to be honest, I kind of avoid those kind of channels. I'd rather talk about fandom and people that actually enjoy their comics. But I definitely also watch videos of people that just love covers. I love watching that too. That's one of the great things about this YouTube community. There is just so much variety, and there's just so much good vibes and so much information out there. So collect how you want to collect and watch what you want to watch. But if you do come across a video that you disagree with, just don't watch it. I wouldn't even go through the problem of disliking a video or leaving besmirching comments in anyone's comment section, and I never have, and I never intend to. And that's just the way I roll, man. So just collect what you like, and be respectful to others. If you tend to disagree with someone, just kind of ignore them. When I first started, I won't mention who, and it might have been coincidence, but a fellow poster posted a video basically dogging just about half the books that I showed in my video. And I was just like, oh, well, okay. I guess I won't watch any more from this person because they're just so, I don't know, so the opposite of me, I guess, and a little abrasive. So I just stopped watching videos from that poster. And that poster is extremely popular, but it's just not my deal. But I'm not going to hate on that person. I'm not going to thumbs down anything, and I'm not going to leave any kind of crappy comments because this is just a hobby. So have fun with it. So I guess the criteria for this tag is to show off a variant, to tag some YouTubers, and show a speculation book and some storylines that we're enjoying. So this was the last variant that I ended up picking up that I was just gaga over. And I do love this book. And I hate the title, and I just bought it specifically just for the cover. I am psyched for this movie. I can't believe that I'm actually going to get to finally see a Justice League movie. Every new trailer gets me a little bit more excited, and this was awesome. I guess this is a San Diego Comic-Con. Obviously, I didn't go to San Diego Comic-Con, I wish, but I ordered this online, paid like a little over $20 for it. I'm happy with it, man. Very cool. A speculation book. I will go old school and cheap with American Flag #1. This is one of those classic runs from the 1980s that I didn't read originally because it was a little bit too complex, I think, for my 11 or 12-year-old mind at the time. And this was a hot book back in the day. Now I think you can pretty much pick it up for either, like $1 or maybe like $3, something like that. And I read on the CBSI Google page that this is just yet another one of those properties that's allegedly being optioned for a TV series. Which, even though this book is like over 30-something years old, I've only read the first couple of issues, but I'll just say it's a very timely comic for a comic that is this old, and I'll just leave it at that. Definitely worth picking up, though, especially on the super cheap. All right, how about some current storylines that I've been really enjoying? As a Batman fan, this will surprise no one. I've really been enjoying A Lonely Place of Living that's been running in Detective Comics, as well as The Oz Effect, which has been running through Action Comics as of lately. And now that's a lenticular cover that works. Marvel Comics. Shouldn't be too difficult. And lastly, Wonder Woman and Conan. Big time Conan the Barbarian fan. And I'm a huge fan of cross-company crossovers. And this is a cross-company crossover that I never saw coming. But I'm glad they did it. So far, so good. It's been very interesting. And lastly, how about tagging some YouTubers? So I haven't done this in a while, and I'm not going to limit it to just 3. So I'm just going to tag a bunch of YouTubers that I have enjoyed your videos or interacting with you over a little over a year now that I've been posting videos. So Vin Crew, Comic Quarter 410, Warzone Spider, Seeking Near Mint Comics, Read Comics 81, The Walking Jedi, Longshank 78, Gory J, Rag 718, and of course the very funny Sunshine Collects Things. Thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff. I just went past 350 subscribers since my last haul. I think I'm at like in the 360s right now. And for someone that shoots videos sporadically, I don't do any I don't interact that much considering my job, and I only shoot a video on the weekend. Thank you all for the support. What can I say? I mean, this is a hobby. It's fun. This is a great community, and I'm very happy to be part of it. So take care out there. Enjoy your weekend. See you later.